Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're diving into something quite fascinating, the world of chakra bracelets and healing crystals.
Yeah, more than just jewelry, right? There's a whole philosophy.
Exactly. We've been looking at materials from a company called Unlock Your Chakra. We've got their philosophy, details on their products, and this is key, a really detailed guide on caring for and cleansing these things.
Which is super important in this context.
Right. So our mission today, unpack what these bracelets are, understand the intention behind why they're made this way, and critically, how you actually care for them so their supposed energies stay balanced.
Giving you the essential info, basically. A shortcut to understanding them from the spiritual side to the practical stuff.
Okay, let's start right there. Chakra bracelets. What exactly are we talking about?
Well, fundamentally, they're designed to work with the 7 chakras. These are described as energy centers, used for centuries in Indian and Eastern cultures. Not physical things, but energy points.
Energy points along the spine.
Exactly. Like energy hubs. Crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral, and root. And these bracelets usually have 7 different stones or maybe charms, each one picked to represent one of those specific chakras.
Okay, so each stone links to an energy center. It's about alignment.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Balancing that energy flow.
Which leads to something else we found really interesting in the sources, the intention behind how they're actually made. It seems to go way beyond just, picking nice-looking stones.
Oh, absolutely. The founder, Armin Gregorian, he really emphasizes this. He talks about designing and making them with love and care, using, and this is a quote, the best materials of gemstones to create bracelets with intention and meaning.
Intention and meaning. So not mass-produced then?
No, definitely not. They stress that all the pieces are designed, developed, and made by hand in Los Angeles. And they say every item is carefully crafted in our hands before it lands in your hands.
Wow, okay. That's a very personal touch.
It speaks to a conscious creation process, trying to imbue the piece with positive energy right from the start.
Okay, so you have these beautifully made, intentional pieces, but then the materials dive into this whole section on cleansing methods, which makes you ask, why? Why do these crystals need cleansing? Aren't they just stones?
That's where the core belief system really comes in. The idea is that crystals, especially ones used for healing or energy work like these, aren't passive. They're believed to absorb energy.
Absorb energy? From where?
From their environment, from the person wearing them. And some of that energy might be stuff you don't want hanging around.
Okay. Like negative vibes, essentially.
Sort of, yeah. Or just energy that isn't yours. So cleansing is recommended, especially when you first get a bracelet bought or gifted.
Or if someone else handles it.
Right. Or if someone else has worn it or handled it. The idea is to bring it back into balance, like hitting a reset button energetically.
So their effectiveness isn't guaranteed. It depends on this upkeep.
That seems to be the message. The source states, remember, gemstones can absorb the negative energy surrounding them only if you keep them clean, cleansed, and recharged.
So it's a commitment. You have to maintain them.
Exactly. It's part of the practice, part of engaging with the item's purpose.
Okay, so if cleansing is crucial, how do you actually do it? The sources lay out several methods. Let's talk about the ones that seem safer for the bracelet itself first.
Sure. There are quite a few, focusing on natural elements or vibration. One popular one is using the full moon.
Okay, moonlight. How does that work?
You could do it outside. Place the bracelet on a flat surface, maybe raised off the ground. Covering it with a glass bowl or jar is a good idea, protects it. But the absolute key thing is you have to get it inside first thing in the morning to avoid damage from sunlight.
So sunlight is a no-go.
Generally, yes. Prolonged exposure. And you need to check the weather, avoid rain, snow, extreme cold.
Can you do it indoors?
Yep. Just put it on a windowsill where the moon will shine on it. Same rule applies. Bring it in before the sun gets strong.
Okay, moonlight. What else?
Brown rice. This one's interesting. It's about absorption. You basically bury the bracelet completely in uncooked brown rice, leave it overnight.
And the rice draws out negativity.
That's the idea. It will naturally draw out any impurities or negative energies. But, very important note from the source, discard the brown rice after. Do not consume rice that has been used as an energetic cleanser.
Right. Definitely don't eat the energetically dirty rice.
Please don't. Then there's smudging.
Like with sage.
Exactly. It's described as a popular Native American cleansing method. Use dried white sage or palo santo wood,
Yeah.
or even incense like sandalwood. You light it, Let it smolder, and then wave the bracelet through the smoke for maybe 20–30 seconds.
So the smoke clears the energy.
That's the principle. It's a vibrational clearing. You'll want a dish, like an abalone shell, to catch any ash.
Makes sense. What about using the earth?
Yeah, that's another good one, especially for stones related to grounding or protection, typically your greens, blacks, browns. You can place the bracelet on a large flat rock or on soil or sand. Just make sure it's making contact, but maybe not buried deep unless you intend to leave it longer.
Wow.
Several hours or even overnight. Some suggest actually burying stones underground for a full day to let the earth really soak up unwanted energy.
Okay. One more recommended one.
Singing bowls. Tibetan singing bowls.
Ah, the sound vibrations.
Precisely. It's described as a fast method. The frequencies are believed to scatter and dissolve negativity, not just in the stones, but in the space around them too.
How do you do it with a bracelet?
You'd line up the gemstones, maybe near the bowl, and then use the mallet to make the bowl sing, either rubbing the rim or striking the side. Let the sound wash over the pieces. It's also mentioned for stress relief generally, helping with things like anger or sadness.
Fascinating range of methods there. Moon, rice, smoke, earth, sound. But as you hinted, the sources also give some pretty strong warnings, don't they? Not all methods are good for the actual bracelet.
Absolutely crucial point. Some common crystal cleansing methods are explicitly warned against for these bracelets, specifically salted water and just plain water immersion.
Why is that?
The sources say these are not recommended as they can damage your bracelet. Flat out, do not let your bracelet soak in salted water.
But isn't salt water a classic cleanser for crystals?
It can be for certain loose crystals. The source even describes the method glass bowl, sea salt, submerged for hours or days. But it stresses the risk again. Think about it. You've got elastic cords, metal spacers, maybe porous stones. Water and salt can corrode, weaken, or discolor those parts over time.
Right, the bracelet itself is more complex than just a single stone.
Exactly. And the same goes for sunlight. We touched on it with the moon cleansing. The warning is clear. Do not let your bracelet stand in the sun for hours. It can fade stones, make some brittle. Quick removal after moon cleansing is key.
Okay, so be careful with water, salt, and sun. That makes sense for jewelry care generally. Which brings us to day-to-day care. Beyond the cleansing rituals, how do you just, look after these things properly?
Yeah, there's a whole list of care instructions provided. It reinforces that idea of mindful handling. First, store them separately. Prevents scratching from other jewelry.
Makes sense.
Put them on after you've done your washing, makeup, hairspray, lotions, perfume. All that stuff has chemicals that can harm the stones or components.
Okay. Last thing on, first thing off, kind of.
Pretty much. Also, protect them from harsh chemicals in general, extreme heat or cold, and, direct sunlight again.
So don't wear it gardening or doing heavy cleaning?
Definitely not. Avoid wearing during household chores or outdoor work. Too much risk of knocks or chemicals. And the big one about water again. Washing hands is okay, briefly, but never wear it swimming or showering.
Why not showering? Just plain water.
Even plain water can degrade the elastic over time, but pools and sometimes showers have chlorine, which is really bad for many gemstones, the spacers, and the cord.
Got it. And finally.
Store it in a clean, dry place, like a pouch or separate box compartment.
Okay, so there's quite a bit to keeping these bracelets, energetically clean and physically sound. So wrapping this up, what's the big picture here for someone listening, whether they own one or are just curious?
I think what really comes through is the layers involved. There's the deep intention claimed in their creation. Then there's this core belief about energy absorption, that these items interact with energy.
Right. They're not just passive objects in this view.
Exactly. And because of that, there's this significant emphasis on specific care and cleansing. It's not optional if you buy into the purpose. Understanding all this allows for a much more, informed and maybe even intentional relationship with these kinds of items if you choose to have one.
It really elevates it beyond just an accessory.
Definitely. It demands a certain level of participation and mindfulness.
That's a really powerful takeaway. And it leaves me with a final thought for you, our listener. Considering all this meticulous care recommended for these energy-focused items, this cleansing, this protecting, what might that suggest about the energy we carry and absorb in our own daily lives? And maybe how might we need to cleanse and recharge ourselves? Something to ponder.